On a very busy Monday morning, the sun rises. Normal everyday people walk on the sidewalk and through the Shinjuku Chuo Park. In the Park Waya Tokyo Hotel, the inhabitants wakes up, getting ready for the day. One is already awakened. In her light gray pajamas, she sits on the side of her bed. Her long, tawny hair is down. The ends of it are purple, and she already knows about it. The 13-year-old Kuroko Shirai has her eyes staring out of the window into the distance. Black smoke still billows into the air past the clouds. From far away, she sees the destroyed landscape that was once Academy City. She spots tiny dots that are H-60 helicopters flying over it, trying to find anyone else that might have survived. Memories floods Kuroko's mind. So many to remember, but the one that she can remember are the memories of friends, including the one that she never thought she would befriend. You know, Kamijo, I wish we became friends sooner. I hope you're doing well. Kuroko. She turns around. She sees a man in a suit picking up a briefcase from his bed. Get dressed, and make sure your clothes are folded. Sure, Dad. The girl stands up from her bed. She turns, and the father sees the down expression on her face. She moves around the bed, heading for the bathroom, but Takashi places his hand on her shoulder, stopping her in her tracks. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm sure your friends are all right. I heard about what you did. I couldn't be any more proud of you than I am right now. If only your mother got the chance to see you right now. It's not that. I'm worried about what might happen. I'll be fine. Don't worry. Now come on, let's get dressed. We have a long day ahead of us. She nods her head, then walks ahead into the bathroom. 8:00 a.m. The father and daughter exit out of the 5-star hotel. Walking into the courtyard, they step onto the sidewalk, then turn left. I can't remember the last time I spent this much time with my father. I've been so distant from him. Whew, man, it's cold out here. What was it for today? 2 degrees Celsius? I can teleport us to the store. Nah, I put you through that yesterday. I don't want you to stress out. Besides, it's not that far away. Hey, can I tell you something? Yeah? I know I've been busy and not been able to contact you. I wanted to say I'm sorry for doing that. Hey, Kuroko, don't worry about it. I understand that you were busy a lot of the time, and I can see that. I myself have been trying to expand my business, and look at where I am now. Speaking of, how did you manage to do it? 2 years ago, my business made it big in Academy City. So much so, I managed to build more outside of it, like here in Shinjuku. I remember when it was just a small chain of them. Oh, I still have them, but they're subsidiaries now. But man, my very own supermarket, right here in Shinjuku. Yeah. The two crosses the street. Kuroko looks all around her. Odd. I've gotten so used to the skyline of Academy City for years. But seeing Shinjuku again, this feels weird. You're getting a sense of whiplash. Whiplash? It's like a European who heard so many stories about the United States and believed it was going to be like what they heard and seen from the news. But upon visiting America, their views were completely shattered. And over time, they realized it's not about what you were led to believe, but what you experience firsthand and coming to your own conclusion. Her father's words, unknowing to him, rings true with Kuroko's full experience with Toma Kamijo. All of her assumptions about the boy were from little bits and pieces of what she had seen in unfortunate circumstances. She had those expectations when she visited his dorm in the new year, but in 24 hours, her thoughts completely changed. And her thoughts were reaffirmed when he visited her in the hospital. Her hand rests on her left hip. The injury is gone, but the scar still remains. Say, what happened to your pigtails? Huh? Oh, I lost my bows in the battle. Aw, man, you look so cute with those on. By the way, when you get to the store, you can have some hair dye. We got plenty in stock. Thanks, Dad. But you're still paying for it. Thanks, Dad. 8:15 a.m. Within the storage room of the White Springs Shinjuku Center, workers unload food, supplies, and clothing from the backs of semi-trucks. Kuroko herself, with her hair in a ponytail, helps her father and his employees. She grabs a box, teleports, then places it on the shelf. Thanks, kid. She repeats the process for 5 minutes straight. Takashi writes down the boxes of items that are labeled on a clipped sheet of paper. Let's see. Shoes? Check. Dresses? Check. Seafood? In the freezer. Wait a minute. He stares at the number of seafood shipped in. 78? That's not right. Kuroko! She appears next to him. Yeah? Can you check back with the men in the truck to see if there's more seafood? Sure. She teleports away, reappearing in front of the truck driver near the garage entrance. Excuse me, sir. Are there any more seafood back there? Nah, sorry, kid. That's all of them. She teleports back to her father. He said that's all of it. What? Oh my god. He walks from her in a huff. He approaches one of the drivers with his daughter appearing next to him. Hey, how could there be no more seafood? Sorry, Mr. Shirai, but we're running short on food supplies, especially from the ocean. Impossible. I got a call last week saying a new large shipment would come today. What the hell happened? Godzilla, that's why. After he destroyed the body that was supposed to come into port 2 days ago, we're forced to rely on a bunch of fishing companies. But the seafood company is also taking a hit. Why? Because the kaiju scared most of the fish off from the coast. Not to mention some of them got contaminated. Wait, what? Contaminated? You mean you gave us radiated fish? Oh, no, the ones we got are clean. I sure hope you did. Hey, boss. He turns, seeing one of his employees approach. What is it? We're running low on women's clothes. What? I ordered a new shipment 2 days ago. Their base of operations got destroyed. Also, why am I seeing a lot of price hikes? I did some numbers, and it turns out that gas prices aren't the only ones that are affected. Here comes the trainload of complaints. Kuroko does not know about finance, but she comes to a conclusion. This is going to be a very busy day. 2:00 p.m. The shopping center becomes busy for all those working. Yet on this day, many times have customers ask employees about things that baffles all of them. One is inside of a food store. She checks the price tag on the ribeye displayed. Excuse me, how come the price is too high? So sorry. I'm so sorry. Our prices have been going up ever since the 7th. Damn Celtics. Alright, thanks. What the hell? Where'd all the fish go? He scared all the fish away. Might as well get what you can. Yet, outside of it, even in the main halls, what the 2,800 yen for a pair of jeans? They were half the price last week. Ugh, this is getting out of hand. Pfft, you think that's bad? Go check out the bakery store. I can't even buy a birthday cake for my wife. Kuroko stands against a pillar, hearing all of the customers' complaints either to the employees or to each other. In terms of store space, it's not much different from Academy City's underground mall. But geez, did losing a city really have that big of an effect? No way! You took a photo of Godzilla? How close did you get? She turns to her right, spotting the blue-haired boy talking to 2 others. Dude, I was 50 meters away from him. My mom chewed me out. But man, Pierce, I wish I was brave as you. You fought those Celts single-handedly. Yeah, I know. The ladies were all over me. Yeah, right. Her eyes catches someone. It is the girl that she had saw before, looking through a window into a shop. She teleports as the boys continue to talk to each other. She appears next to the girl, and Sairi Fukiyose, in normal clothing, jumps out of fright. Whoa! You scared me. Sorry about that, but is there something that you need? I really wanted to get that new jacket for sale. They look through the window, seeing the new dark brown winter jacket in question. Oh, that one's really nice. It would look great on you. Thanks, but the price just increased. Ugh, just my luck. Huh, so this is what it's like to be Kamijo. Kuroko cannot imagine why that is. Sairi looks back to her. Say, you look familiar. You were in Judgment, right? Yes, I was. Shirai. Fukiyose. You're pretty bummed about what happened, huh? I'll be fine. Seems like you're in high spirits, despite the battle. I was on the outskirts when it happened. I didn't see everything, but I've heard enough. My hand still hurts from punching all of those Celts. Called it. You know what? I think I should become a wrestler. If my dad would allow me. Oh, crap. Speaking of, I should go and check on mine. Oh, before I go, that blue-haired boy over there said he took all the credit. She points behind him to show her who she's talking about. As Fukiyoshi locks onto Pierce, a vein appears on her neck. Is that so? Thanks for telling me. My pleasure. Stay safe. Oh, I definitely will. The girls walks past each other in two different directions. Hey! Dipshit! Oh, crap! The sound of punches and the screams echoes in the halls. Shirai turns the corner, ignoring what's going on. Hey, is everything alright? They hear Pierce scream as he is getting beaten up. Yeah, everything's fine. Anyway, have you seen my father? He's in his office, though I wouldn't step in there. He's not in a good mood. Thanks. She walks past the employee as the two hear another agonizing scream. 9:00 p.m. The father and daughter enters back into the Park Wyatt Tokyo Hotel. That was a lot of work. My legs feel tired. I never said it was easy, did I? Welcome back, Mr. Shirai. Did you and your daughter work hard? Sort of. Kuroko did more work than everyone. And that's great. No, it wasn't. Can you have someone bring us dinner to our penthouse? Of course, sir. Shiminato rushes off to the reception desk, and the father and daughter continues walking forward in the main lobby. Did you seriously praise me even when I don't deserve it? Kuroko, there's nothing to be ashamed about. That's part of life. We work hard, and it pays off. I'm not sure if that's fully true. Well, that's the first lesson in life. And today, even when I went through so much stress, you put a smile on this old man's face. Don't stop and never stop. Remember that. Kuroko smiles, hearing her father's words. She straightens her back out and stares back ahead. Passing by a couch, she suddenly stops in her tracks. Takashi stops as well and looks back at her. She looks as if she has seen a ghost of her own past. Kuroko? Is something the matter? Kuroko shakes her head lightly. Nothing. I just need to sit down for a little bit. Are your legs really that tired? You want me to stay here with you? No. I'll catch up with you. Oh, all right then. The man turns and walks away. Kuroko's smile fades, then she darts her eyes to the right. She disappears, then reappears, sitting down on a couch. In front of her, a person has a newspaper fully open. On said newspaper has the top headline, Stock Markets Crashes. World's Banks Collapses as War Grows Ever Likely in Europe. You know, reading the news as of late, you're kind of lucky that you survived Xenoff and Godzilla in 1 week. Still though, I should feel pity for these countries, but I don't. We tried to warn them not to put so much stock into Academy City and have them be their buyers. Now look at them, trying to find new ways to save their economy. It's starting to become 1929. What are you doing here, Yoshikawa? Tetsuo Yoshikawa folds the paper, then sets it down on the table in between them. He leans back and puts his leg over the other. How'd you know it was me? Your stupid slick back hair gave it away. Coming from the same girl who has her hair down. Actually, now that I say that, you do look better with it down. It makes you feel more adult, minus the purple hair dye. It's not hair dye. Look, what are you doing here? I came to see how you're doing. Seems like you're doing well for yourself. He takes out a cigarette, then lights it. Though I never took you as a rich girl. Shirai leans back in the couch and crosses her arms. Please, being a daughter of a wealthy businessman does nothing for me. Sure, it may have its moments, but if anything, it would bring me suffering and loneliness. The file said you were blunt and truthful. Though that doesn't explain the other tendencies. What, you don't like the way I am? No, but to get to the point, you know why I'm here. Do you remember what I said before you departed Academy City? His words jogs Kuroko's memories. When the time comes, we'll find you. Oh, fuck me. I knew I shouldn't have said yes. Can't I back out of this? Once you said yes, you can't get out of it. What am I, in a Yakuza? Do we look like the Yakuza to you? Hell, Mizuka's mother was part of the Yakuza. Wait, what? Actually, now that I mention her name, it does involve Mikono Misaka and Toma Kamijo. She unfolds her arms and leans forward. Wait, did something happen to them? Oh, no, they're fine. But what they don't know is that they're being talked about in the Ministry of Justice. And that's never a good thing. What are you saying? Look, we clearly can't talk about this in public. Get some rest and come to Kizumagaki. That's where our headquarters is located. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock a.m. Don't be late. Tetsuo, without saying anything else, stands up from the couch, then walks away. Kuroko buries her face in her hands.
I can't believe I'm actually doing this.
Kuroko Shirai stands on the roof of the five-star hotel. The wind blows on her tawny hair, light brown coat, and gray skirt. She checks her red scarf, her knee-high socks, and loafers. She adjusts her backpack, securing it. Thank God these were left undamaged. Her attention turns to the massive ceiling windshield. Her father approaches multiple employees of the hotel. Excuse me, have you seen my daughter? I'm sorry, sir, I haven't. Where could she be? Sorry, Dad, but this is something I can't let you know about. I'll be back. I promise. Her attention turns back up ahead. She still feels the breeze, but it does not affect her. She takes in a deep breath. Her hands turns into fists. Then she begins to walk. Her walk turns into a jog into a run, then sprints full speed ahead. Reaching the end of the roof, she jumps. Shirai free falls from the height of 180 meters and descends at a rapid rate. In a short span, she reaches 50 meters. Then she disappears, teleporting away. 2.5 miles, 4.03 kilometers away, the level 4 reappears, flying over the metropolitan Tokyo. Her eyes gazes upon the still large burning portions of Tokyo Bay, followed by the trail of destruction from Shinagawa and Chiyoda to Minato, from the destroyed Tokyo Tower to Shibuya. Her eyes guides towards the landscape that was Academy City. If only we didn't have this much destruction. But how are we supposed to avoid all of this? Getting closer to the ground, she disappears once more. Standing near the street of the main building of the Ministry of Justice, Yoshikawa rubs his black-gloved hands. Suddenly, Shirai appears in front of him, landing gently on her feet. A thought suddenly comes to her mind. Wait, how the hell did I get here from Shinjuku in under 15 seconds? Is my power still amplified? Tetsuo lifts his left sleeve and checks his watch. The time has just struck 9 o'clock a.m. You're on time. You thought I wasn't going to show up? Not really. But if you did, we would have found you. Follow me. He turns and walks forward with the girl following him. The two approach the entrance. I wish you would have worn something more professional. Oh, give me a break. I couldn't find a good dress in time. Plus, I can't wear my Tokibidai uniform because 1, it's destroyed, and 2, I look like I'm on a field trip. Good point. He lifts his hand and places his thumb on the scanner. The system detects his DNA. The doors unlocks automatically. He opens the door and the two enters through. Kuroko's eyes locks into the main hall. Some agents and workers are present and walking in different directions. I never thought it would be like Judgment. It feels familiar. I'm sure it does. She becomes annoyed that he's able to read her mind so easily. Please stop doing that. The elevator's up ahead. They continue to walk ahead. Hey Yoshikawa, what's with the kid? Volunteer. And sorry about your brother. I'm off to the funeral now. I won't be back for a few days. Alright, stay safe out there. The man walks past the two to the entrance. The brother of one of the board members? Didn't expect that. You should have met my sister. She's alive and she's working for us now. They stop in front of the elevator. He pushes a button going up. So, question. What's the story behind this organization? Do you want the long version or the short version? The door opens. The two steps through. He pushes a button to the 20th floor. Either one works. The doors closes and the elevator ascends. The Public Security Intelligence Agency, or the PSIA, was created in 1952. Under the Ministry of Justice, our jobs include monitoring security threats, both external and internal, domestic extremism from the left and right, intelligence gathering and sharing, and counter-espionage. Which branch are you in? The Second Intelligence Department, which handles foreign matters. Hence the Celtic Union. That's right, though we don't do it alone. You don't? The elevator doors opens. They step out, then turn to the right. No, ma'am. The PSIA works with the CIA, FBI, MI6, and even recently, the Russian NKGB. Shirai lifts her left eyebrow, baffled and bewildered by his statement. Since when did Japan decide to side with the communists? The Second Cold War has a way of making strange bedfellows. And let me put this in perspective. When Nazi Germany invaded the Soviet Union in 1991, the Western Allies changed their tune about the latter and joined them to defeat a common enemy, though it only lasted for 4 years. Now, in saying that, just because we're allies now doesn't mean that the Japanese Communist Party gets off scot-free. Also, Academy City's ally was China, so what does that tell you? I didn't know Japan has a Communist Party. You'd be surprised, given our imperial past. What? Nothing. He turns into her room with Kuroko still following. Have a seat in front of my desk. She walks up to a single chair and sits down. As Tetsuo goes around his desk, she looks around his office. Not much in terms of decoration, as he sees a portrait of himself and his sister when they were children. Wow, nice office you got here. Save the sarcasm, will ya? He sits in his chair, then places his hands on his desk. On said desk are a pair of folders. Right, so what's been going on with Misaka and Kamajo? Let me fill you in first. He opens the first folder labeled Confidential on the front. He places pieces of paper on the table, then scoots them up to her. She takes one of them and looks at it. 2 days ago, after Academy City was destroyed, there was a leak. A leak of all of the secret files kept out of the public eye. They were from the administration, the board of directors, and Alistair himself. All of them were sent to agencies around the world, including the Ministry of Justice. Needless to say, they exposed everything. The dark side, hidden agendas, corruption, factions, and many others that are far too many to say. Shirai sets the papers down. How far does it stretch back? Since the city's creation in 1954. 50 years? I knew something was up behind the scenes, but I never thought it was this bad. In other words, you thought something was wrong, yet you never gotten far into it. Now, there's something else that involves you and your friends, more so Misaka. He pulls out one last paper and hands it to her. You are aware of the clones of Misaka, right? I am. Well, here's what you don't know. Alistair was a bit more devious than we thought. Why do you say that? There was a hidden program that his scientists were working on called the Level 6 Shift. Level 6? No Esper was able to reach that, aside from Accelerator. Well, since you mentioned him, it does involve him. He participated in the program because he thought achieving level 6 would prevent him from hurting anyone else. Stupid? Yes. Outrageous? Absolutely. But also, deadly. Deadly? In order for him to achieve level 6, he had to be in a scenario where he would kill a level 5 20,000 times. And that level 5 in question is Mikoto Misaka. Shirai becomes shocked. The problem to them is that there was only one railgun. The solution was cloning. Thus, Project Radio Noise was born, and the clones that you saw, or the sisters, as they're called. Holy shit. Wait, how did they get her DNA? Did they sneak into the Tokibidai dorm and stole something from her? Not exactly. They took a strand of hair from her when she was a child, though not forcefully. She was lied to, believing that her DNA would cure kids' muscular dystrophy, even though it was bullshit. Shirai remembers the words that Kamajo said on January 2nd in his dorm. The truth is, she was in a dilemma. It all started a long time ago when she was a little kid. When I came to the Tokibudai dorm, I discovered something that left me speechless. In August, she tried to put an end to the program, to no avail. The papers falls from her hands. Kuroko buries her face into her hands.
Oh, that's why she kept disappearing from the dorm. Why she looked so devastated. Why didn't I realize that sooner? Why didn't I just ask her what was going on? God, I'm such a fucking idiot!
It wasn't your fault. After all, Kamajo was the one that ended the program by defeating Accelerator. Crazy bastard. She lifts her head and locks eyes with him. Tell me, how many clones did Accelerator kill? 10,031 in total. And where are the bastards that were responsible? They're dead. There are some that he didn't kill, like Shinobu Nanutaba, whose whereabouts are unknown, and Kikyo Yoshikawa, my sister. And honestly, I'm very grateful for the latter. How did you know she was involved? Pfft, I may be an asshole, but I'm not an idiot. Though, after Alistair canceled the project, he sent all of the remaining clones to different countries. Why? I don't know. He's dead. Though they did come back to Academy City during the battle. I don't understand. Why are you telling me all of this? What does this have to do with me or Kamajo? Yoshikawa rests his hands on the desk. Basically, Mikoto Misaka is in a lot of hot water for what she unknowingly did, and she doesn't even know it. Academy City may have had its own constitution and rules, but some of those rules are an exact copy of Japan's. One of them is cloning another human being, which is very, very illegal. But she didn't know what she was doing at the time. Unfortunately, that doesn't change anything. And honestly, she and Kamajo are lucky that they're not in Japan, because there are multiple warrants of arrest for individuals who knew or participated in either Project Radio Noise or Level 6 Shift. That includes my sister, Accelerator, and you. Kuroko's heart skips a beat. She clenches the armchair and places her hand on her chest. Relax. The only reason why no one has come after you is because of me. Is that the reason why you came to Academy City? I came to you before all of this happened. I wasn't lying when I said you could be a great value to us. That's why I'm coming to you now to be one of our main volunteers of the PSIA. What if I say no? Then I will pick up this phone, contact the Director General, and give him the go-ahead to arrest you and the other suspects, and the judges will send you to 30 years in prison when you turn 18. Alright, I'll do it. Tetsuo smiles. Glad to hear it. Now you don't have to wait long because you got your first assignment right here. He sets the first folder to the side, then opens another. Shirai stands to her feet and gets a little closer as the man lays out photos on the desk. He sets the folder to the side and points to one of them. In November, when the Celtic Republic of Ireland bombed St. Peter's Basilica, there were some Celtic Irish that didn't agree with Zenov's decision to do so. As the Civil War began, they made the decision to defect from the country. How many? At least 2,000 of them. The numbers increased when the pilots of the B-84 bombers that bombed Academy City decided to defect. One of the bombers landed in the JASDF airbase in Gifu, but the occupants disappeared and is being used for the Type 2 project. We contacted the commander and he agreed to help us in exchange for helping them. Now, here's the problem that they're facing. They discovered some new technology inside the bomber and they have no idea how it was made. They wanted to find the people who piloted the bombers, but they are nowhere to be seen. We think that they're in hiding, so that they wouldn't get caught. That and then try not to get assassinated. Assassinated? How? Celtic Ireland, now the Celtic Union, has a policy where those who defect must renounce their knowledge of what they have seen or told. These defectors didn't do that. As a result, they're being hunted. So we have to find them first. Bingo! Now, of course, with this kind of mission, you're not doing this solo. Why not? Because you're not doing something stupid on your own. Fine, who am I working with? That's the spirit. You'll be working with these individuals. Rita Izumi, Tarumaru Saike, Naruha Sakuraki, and Itsuki Yakimaru of Scavenger. Shizuri Mugino, Riko Taketsubo, Shiage Hamazura, and Sayai Kinohata of Item. Hold on. I've heard of these people. These two groups are mercenaries. How the hell did you get them to join you? We offered them 10 million yen to cover their finances. Huh. Smart. Anyone else? Italy, a foreigner. Mataharu Tsujimikado, a smart-ass kid that is actually a multi-agent, go figure. And the last one? You're not going to like it. Why do you say that? Because it's a person that you know. And who has a similar power to yours. Awaki Musujime. Her eyes widen. She jerks back from the desk.
What? No way! Anyone but her!
Why?
Oh, you know why? She's the one that shot me and turned me into a cripple for a few days. I'd rather throw myself off the Rainbow Bridge than work with her.
Shirai, she had her reasons why she went after the fragments of the tree diagram satellite. She turned over a new leaf, and she helped out Accelerator. Ironic. And besides, you already agreed to help us, so there's no turning back.
Damn it. I'm not going to like this.
Well, learn to like it. The trains are out of commission all over Tokyo, so you'll have to teleport to Shinagawa. Once there, you meet up with Tsuchimikado. You won't miss him. Blonde hair, sunglasses, green shirt. Get going. Kuroko can only let out a light sigh. She turns around and approaches near the door. Oh, by the way. She stops, then looks back to him. Once you get to Musujime's home, don't lose your head. And, welcome to the Public Security Intelligence Agency. She does not respond and remains silent. She exits the office and heads down the hall. Internally, she despises every single aspect about this, especially working with a person that she hates. But another thought enters her mind. Protecting those around can come at a moment's notice. It is human nature to do such. Some would go so far as to go through great lengths to ensure their safety. In the month of January alone, Shirai has not only Misaka, but Kamajo to protect. As she presses the button near the elevator, her hand turns into a fist.
I won't let you down, sissy. And you too, Kamajo.